Okay. Well, it says, okay, blessings and namaste, family. All light warriors, workers, and everything in between. It is I, Sophie, today, and I have been having the absolute hardest time trying to get the guests on, because every time I bring the guest on, for your patience during this time, because I don't know what's going on with the internet. But today we wanted to get online here and start discussing our people with cognitive dissonance. I love my people, but we need help. We got work to do, right? We got work to do. So we're going to do it. I have a special guest. I have Queen Mesha on, and I also have Mahaya. I think it's Mahalia. Mahalia is going to join us as well. So I'm going to try to see if I can bring them on. And if I get kicked out, stay where you are. And we're going to reboot again, because I have no idea what's going on. All right. So
Shalom, family.
And it's saying that she is on, but I'm not showing. It's not showing her. All right, we did. This is why I wanted to get another streaming site, because I always have the hardest time with StreamYard, and I don't understand, because mine is paid for. So I should not have these issues that's going on the way they are. Okay, let's see. And nobody. Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. I can see y'all. I see y'all fine on the back end, but you're not coming up on the front. And that's the issue that I'm having right now. Because I'm looking at y'all, I can see y'all, but the audience can't see you guys. I might have to come out and come back in. I'm not sure. Thank you, Kevin Sears, for being patient. All right, so maybe if I remove y'all first, we can do that. I know, trying to get it right. Credit gang. Okay, so I'm gonna take you off, and I'm going to take you off, and see if I can break. Somebody's texting me. I can see the two sisters on the screen. Oh, okay.
Oh. How are you doing today, sis?
I'm doing good. Kind of nervous a little.
Me too.
It is. Hey.
Yep. It's all good. It's the discussion that needs to be discussed.
Yes, it does. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And now she done bumped off. Your day's been going well?
Yeah. Yesterday was shopping all day. My granddaughter, I don't have a car anymore. I mean, I got my license just to have it, just in case. I don't like driving. So we go from this store, that store, this store, that store, this store, that store. So then we come back exhausted. So yeah, I'm feeling good for old lady. I feel pretty good,
You looking good.
Oh, well, thank you.
All right. She's trying to pop in. Let's see who in the chat. Let's see. Shalom, Creative Gang. Salute, bro. Hey to everybody in chat. How y'all doing? A little technical difficulties. Give us a minute.
And put these glasses on so I could see what I'm doing.
Dragon said, "How she getting kicked out of her own show?" How's the weather over there? Intuitive Goat, I see you, baby. How you doing, love? How's the weather over there? She's back.
I'm like, how am I getting kicked out of my own show? Like, like my guests are up here just dining and talking and whatnot. I can't even get on my own show. I'm having a Syvellar Shalom moment. We don't
Yeah.
like,
Bless her, brother.
All right, sisters, Creative Gang, thank you for coming in. Dragon Seed, Star Seeds, thank you for being here today. The topic of discussion is, do Black people suffer from cognitive dissonance? And I happen to think that the answer is yes, and not just in, spirituality, but also in areas of education, in areas of politics and ideologies and things of that nature. I will say that us as a people, we are pretty communal. We like to hold on to traditions, and we love things that are passed down to us from generation to generation. But my question to you ladies is, when do you have enough? Like, when is it time to move on? When are you able to submit to a higher truth? And if we have issues submitting to a higher truth, what's some of the reasons that you think that those issues are?
Okay. Yeah, I believe that I agree with you. We do suffer from the cognitive dissonance, because one thing about it, like when I went on my spiritual journey, I went everywhere. I was open-minded. A lot of us don't become open-minded. We don't want to. It's like the saying, what you don't understand, you fear. Like, they don't want to know something better because they're really stuck with that. They're comfortable with that, and they feel like if they jump outside of that comfort zone, it's gonna shift everything and it's gonna crumble their world up, and it's scary for them, but it's nothing to be scared of. We need to change. We need to change these things, because it's really affecting our youth that we have growing up. Like, I have 3 boys I have to raise, and I don't want them. I'm so fearful of them in this society with the way that people are thinking nowadays. It doesn't make sense to me. Of course, we won't understand a lot of things, but we do understand why is going on. There's a whole evil spirit of presence upon this. I used to say there's an evil presence over Fayetteville, where I live at, because there's so many deaths, so many people just misunderstandings, things that just, all you have to do is take time and breathe and think the right way, because there's a positivity about cognitive dissonance. There's the way that you think that you would normally not think. That's part of your cognitive dissonance. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I didn't even know you were in Fayetteville. You know how close you are to me? Wow.
Uh-oh, breaking up.
Yeah, break it up now. Say it again.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
I said I didn't even know that you lived in Fayetteville. Do you know how close you are to me?
No, how close?
Okay. All right. Continue on. You was making some very, very good points especially about becoming open-minded. Keep going. I like what you're saying, Mish.
Okay. So like
David Long said, religious dissonance. I like that one.
Yeah, because some people fear the fact of, oh no, there's nobody but Jesus. They're just straight on it. And then when you try to tell them, even down to the people, they even know Jesus is that's not his name, and they still go, and it's just it's scary in a way, because no, they're not wanting to open up to the fact that there's something bigger and there's something greater, and we're all necessarily talking about it. Like I was just talking to Jerry, and he was telling me basically,
Right.
like, some of these things that we are going through, a lot of us, it's like the Nuwabian, they're more closer to talking about what's going on in the WASP than any other religion, as far as like our spiritual realm. And that's something to be open-minded about it. But because of the people that presented the information, we can't get past that. Oh, it was a white man. Oh, this person did this and that. But when you listen to the
Right.
information of what is giving to you, it should resonate with your spirit. It should really resonate with how,
Okay.
wow, I need to take a step back and look at me and understand what I am doing to society. What am I thinking about, that is going to help everyone else?
Well, I think it stems a lot from uh,
Mm. You
slavery.
know what, Samisha, you're breaking up on from what I can hear, but I don't know if the audience can hear you fine. Can y'all hear her fine, or is she breaking up to you guys too? It could just be on
It
my
was,
end.
it was good when she was talking. It didn't break up.
Family, let me know. Did y'all
I
hear
said it did.
everything that she said?
Oh,
Yeah, they said they can
Nobody's
hear me.
comment. I guess they can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I missed the last portion of it. You were breaking up, coming really, really bad, coming in and out pretty bad. It's you, Dragon. I can hear her fine. Dragon, you are lagging. It's you, Dragon. She's my dad. Like 4 people was like, it's you. All right, okay. Keep going then. I'll fix it up over here.
Sister was going.
oh, I was saying I think it stems a lot
Yeah, everybody
from
says.
slavery and the
Mm,
fact of being thought of as inferior for so long, and then you look at it, you say, well, they're prospering. They're these white people, they're doing good. So maybe Christianity is what we need. Because I don't think, we didn't have that. I think that that still didn't work for them, but I think it gave them some kind of peace of mind. Then I think about the people like on the Sea Islands who were isolated, like when they had the praise house. I'm imagining they were just praising the Creator. They didn't have so much of that, shoved down their throats. But during slavery, that's what. And I think that as time went on, as far as the Israelite movement, I think that made our people think that, okay, we're really the people on top and we're better, and
Right.
they held on to that, and without even thinking about, okay, why would your God just keep you in perpetual slavery? Is that for your own good? Um, and with the what I've seen with the spirituality of the WASPI is that when you look at history, all people have been fighting and warring against each other. But I think it wasn't the colorism and they hate the white man, but yet the Saharan or Islamic slave trade was even longer, and then there were some rich black men, Muslims that were rich behind slavery, rich behind selling our own people. So we can't just look at it as only the white man. Slavery is bad, whoever does it. Wasn't just
mm-hmm.
them. If you can wrap your head around, I mean, in the 1960s is when they banned the slave trade over in the in East African slave trade. I mean, it was still, there's still some traces of it going on, so we have to get out of that, and we don't have to be superior. We need to know within ourselves that we're equal to everyone else as a human. And when you put that aside, and you can work with other people. So that's that's a big thing with them. What's going to happen to them, and we're better than them, and when we when Jesus come back and all this stuff, and we're gonna, it's nonsense if you really sit down and listen to it. Like now, like my granddaughter, she's still in it, and we had a discussion before went to Ghana, but when she brought up Noah and the ark, I just laughed. I just started laughing. I said, no, different things, but they're focused on that. Like when I talked about the philosophy, she wanted to know, well, what about the Israelites? Where do they fit in? Where do this? And I've got to be better. I've got to be, my people have to be better than everyone else. And that's what we got to let go and have some peace, and because it has done a job. I think that's done a job more than Christianity almost, because Christianity is not, when I grew up a Christian, okay, then I see people who they go to church, they still do what they want to do, they go to choir, but they still do what they want to do. It's not as harsh a penalty as all those rules that, that there are in Islam, and then like there is in the Israelite movement. It's just so many restrictions. You blow gas the wrong way. It's too much. You can't live, and you've got to set yourself free from that kind of bondage, that mental bondage. And how to do it, I don't know with others. All I know is it's spiritual awakening. Maybe sooner or later people hear it, but it's got to be within you. Even when you're a child, you don't know color. You see children, you see people, you don't know it till it's taught to you, and that's what's sad. You see little kids outside, see them interacting, they don't ever say anything. They know their colors, but they just, until somebody points that out. And that's what happened to me as a child. I didn't know any difference. My parents didn't tell me, until somebody in the street called me the N-word. And I said, okay, what's that N-word? What that mean? Then my parents broke it down to me. And then I felt some kind of way after that, but we have to, because you're only hurting yourself. When you hold that hatred, and you just hate, you're holding it, you're hurting yourself. You're not growing. So it takes time, discipline. And another thing too is, when our people think about money, then they think about people that do any kind of thing just for money out here, and it's scary to me for some of the young people. Because me being 67, when I see some of this stuff that these young women and men are doing, it just blows my mind. I just, I can't believe it half the time that sin is good, being whatever you want to be, no matter what, everything goes, and
I'm going to tell you something. We do. I'm going to tell you what I agree with you about raising a child. Now, my kid, see, his father and myself, we grew up north, right? We grew up in Philadelphia. We grew up in the jungle. His father was from New York. I was from Philly. So, we all had a different lifestyle. But my son was born down here in Winston-Salem. And, he went to like a mixed little private school. And for a long time, I never even thought it just never crossed my mind to start talking to him at this time when he was young, about his ethnicity and things of that nature. And one day my grandmother came to visit from Philly, and we were watching something on TV, and my son, I guess he was around 7, at that time. And my grandmother said, "Oh, Trey, you're going to be a man. Yeah. And my grandmother said, yes, you're just going to be so handsome. You're going to be smart. And my son looked at himself and he said, I'm not black. And my grandmother said, yes, you are. Like, what color do you think you are? And my grandmother's really dark skinned. So my son looked at himself and he said, I'm gray. And then he looked at her and said, you're black. So he didn't even realize, at that time that what she meant about being a black man. He had been raised about all these kids. So I was so embarrassed that day I had to actually teach him about history and all of that stuff, but it just never crossed my mind. I'm so used to dealing with children, and I feel like when it comes down to us as a people, we need to feel good. You know what I mean? We feel bad for such a long, long time. So we gravitate to certain ideologies like, we're everything, nothing starts but us. It's us, this, that, and the third, because we are people that have been beaten down, but we're not the only people that have been beaten down, but for some reason, we're the ones that's still holding on to, the past hurt, the past pain. We're not even getting to the point where we can collaborate with one another of different or varying ideas. And even when we do present a higher truth, like you guys, I've been watching the Creator Gang go out here and do the damn thing. I mean, when it came down to debates, putting the information out there like it's plain as day, and you still got people that can look at it, validate that it's true, and then all of a sudden act like you have no idea what you're talking about, or it's because of the source. What do y'all think about that?
It's the source.
Yes, I do. I think it's the source.
Yeah, it's definitely the source. It's so much negative that comes behind what we would call, I guess, leaders or someone that is giving our community, the whole race, some good information about ourselves. And then here you go, someone on the back end coming and discrediting everything, trying to just put down things that don't happen. Like they talk about not John Newgrove, there was a baby that died supposedly, but that's a lie because the baby didn't die. It's just certain things. And then people take it and run with it. They're like, okay, boom, that's all I was looking for. Like, that's what they was going in to find, just to see. It's not like even the people who read Owaspy, I think they was reading Owaspy to see what they can take out, to discredit. But there's nothing. There's not even no evilness in it. If there is, yeah, please tell me. And I've read this book from cover to cover, and I don't see no evil except for the evil gods that was doing things. But I just really feel like our people, we have a disagreement with each other off of whatever we want to believe. We just believe that's just it. There's nothing else. And that's sad. We really need to open our minds, broaden your horizons of things, and know that there's bigger knowledge than what we've been brought up on. Yeah, true. You're right. They will not. They will.
Right.
Most people won't research things. They won't. It's sad to say, but our community, as a Black community, some of us really just don't like to read. You just don't want to read. You don't want to read. That's it. And that's the sad part, because it's not going to be. It's not going to be right for you to be sitting here talking about something and you have not read it, or you want to be against something you have not read it. I can understand why I would be against the Islam, or I would be against Christianity, because I was there. I know what's going on. I've read the book. So that right there would tell me, hey, it's okay. People, that we really need to really wake up. And I really hope, and I really know that we will, but it's not going to be boom like that all at once. Everybody has their own path and time when they're going to boom, like, oh my God, really? This is exactly what, I mean, even down to my sister. Like, when I was talking to my sister about that, she agrees also with the fact that we are suffering from that, because we fail to take responsibility. And we always blame things on the white man. But when it comes
Uh-huh.
down to like the white man, when it comes down
Uh-huh.
to your religion is from the white man in a sense, if you want to, you know, say it like that, because it was transformed into the English. It's still from a white man. King James, you know, what was he? He was. They say he was black. Some people say he was
Right.
black. Some people say he was white. But in all, that really should not even matter when you pay attention to what is being said, when it resonates. That's all it boils down to with me. And like,
Right.
even with people with their health, um, certain things you could tell them about their health, and they'll still continuously. I'm a victim of it. I mean, not a victim. I am definitely one. I've been told, you know, certain things about my health I'm not supposed to do. You need to stop this and that, and you tell yourself, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm motivated, and then it's like, you know, well, I'm gonna be lenient today, and I'm gonna, you know, dib and dab here and there, and it's not doing anything for yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. Like, if you're not gonna do it, just don't do it.
I think one thing too is our people seem
Right.
to want and need a leader.
Right. 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 Right.
You know, they
Oh my
can't
God.
think for themselves. They have to. Well, who's the leader of the WASP? Who's your this? Who's, you know? And that's the problem. They don't want to think for themselves and read for themselves. I always have. I mean, I've read all kind of. I love history. Is one of the favorite things I like to read
Me
about.
too.
You know, but I'm a question stuff. You know, I question stuff in the Bible. You know,
Yep.
I question stuff all you know, all through it, and looking and said, well, let me, you know, so I'm not saying I just left everything, but I questioned and I looked at it and I read about it. I said, that doesn't sound right, you know.
Hmm.
And some are afraid, they just want to belong. They want to take an easy way and want to belong. And then they want to have a leader. And then the leaders want to stay on top. So they'll do everything that they can to keep the people following them. It's sad. People won't think for it. They're like they are. They just like they'll run off a cliff. You see you know,
Hmm.
they don't
Yeah,
want to
those
think.
are cults.
Yeah, they don't want to learn for themselves. Or you know, if somebody tells me it's raining outside, I'm gonna look. Okay, yes, it's raining. You know, or
Right.
you know, but they don't want to take the time, because it takes time, you know, to really look and why not question? What do you know? There's the fear of their fear of burning in hell keeps them from living. That's to just live. You know, you can't live in fear. Not today. Not, you know, we don't have the burdens of our slave masters, you know, with the whips and the chains and the beating and taking we don't have those kind of things right now. Now's our time to shine and look. The
Yeah.
information, nothing is stopping you from finding the truth. Not nothing. And everything may not resonate with you. Keep reading, you know, keep looking. And shoot, I read and I watch all kind of videos. And if something don't, you know, because there's some good in some things, but you got to be spiritual and think for yourself. You got to think,
Yep.
why would a creator create people for other people to hate and kill? Why?
Hmm.
You know, and then why is he going to punish you because you know, put you in slavery? Why? You know, they say, well, you know, they didn't listen, so that's it. You know, it's you got to think outside and think that you're part of humanity and nature. You know, you're part of everything. You know, it makes sense not to eat animals because one thing, it makes you sick. But when you see, like my son, he never did go to church and all that stuff that much. You know, they used to go with my dad on Sundays, but they never were indoctrinated in it. He said he was just watching this video. This is about like maybe 10 years ago, of a cow playing with a ball, you know, taking his nose and nudging the ball around. He said, I can't eat. After that, he just never touched meat again,
I
ever. You know, and I
mean,
mean, he
that's
was
good though.
told, because I knew that, you know, back then I knew that, you know, you shouldn't eat it, but I still had, you know, I still would like, I'd try, but every now and then I said, oh, I'm craving some meat. I want some meat. He just like, boom. I mean, he'll starve. He's in jail. He's in prison now, but fighting to get his meal. But down said they just don't know this ninja will not eat none. He won't eat none. Period. So now he's just eating, like he can get beans and rice, and then a little bit of some vegetables, sometimes fruit. So he's trying to deal with all that stuff. Yeah, but it's in you if you let it. If you don't fight it, the spirit is in all of it. I think the spirit will show you
Yep.
where to look, and
Yep.
then, we just have to, I don't know. I think the more that these videos, because like I say, some people like they balk at these videos, but I always say it's always going to be one or two people is going to take a look at that and say, let me see about this.
Yep.
You can't live in fear.
Nope. Absolutely right.
Okay, so apparently this is no longer my show, because I'm going to keep getting booted out. But I'm loving the conversation. I don't need to listen at all. I'm listening, but it's just funny that I'm getting booted out of my own show. This is hilarious.
Yeah,
So we're going to turn this into the goddesses show, and I'm going to just let y'all run with it, because nobody wants to hear me talk, apparently. And if my computer keeps kicking me out, it's because they don't want to hear me. So I'm good with this. Keep going, Ima. I love where you were going with this.
Let's see. Well, I think about also some of my older ancestors, like they're from South Carolina, Geechee people. But when their brother died, how they were the kindest people. And my Uncle Freddie was, even though they were Christian, but they just went out of their way in kindness. I never heard them cuss. They never said, you need to do this, you need to do. They always acted in love. And I think that's in us. It's in a child, it's in you. Because I noticed my little great grandchild, she's doing something she's not supposed to do. And she'll look around, and then I just watch her, to see if she'll go ahead and do it. It's in you. You got that bad, you have the good, but you have to, it's up to you. I said, it's just up to you. And I'm just thankful that I found some people that, have shown me this, because you feel it inside. If you let yourself be free, and not be, now I'm not afraid of death. Not that I want to die. I don't want to suffer either. So that's why I'm eating right, because I don't want to, I took care of my mom, but if she had taken better care of herself, she would have probably lived a lot longer. Like my great grandma, she died in her 90s, but she was still active. She was still cooking. They had their own food, their garden. She was either snapping peas or greens or whatever, but she was ironing the day she died. She was ironing clothes, and her bedroom and the bathrooms were both upstairs. And she walked up the steps down, and she said, well, I'm getting a little tired. I'm going up. And she died in her sleep. She was really a quiet, beautiful person. Her kids was, on the other hand, it was a mess too, but she had a peaceful life, but they ate from the garden. Like her daughter, when she knew how to, I'm from Youngstown, Ohio, and there was a park, Mill Creek Park, beautiful park. She could go in there, and she found fresh watercress. She knew how to find different foods, things just that are growing wild,
Right.
So I was introduced to that made me excited, because I've always been excited about natural, food and things like that. But they knew how to survive, And then another aunt of mine, they lived in it was a nice area till later it became a more of a ghetto. But when she retired, she was originally from South Carolina. So she knew how to farm. She came from 20 something kids. Her mom had 27 children.
Wow.
And had a farm. And my one cousin is my age, one of them, her daughter, she said there's so many she's never even met. She's went to some reunions, but it's just massive how many others have had, how big that family had grew from that, But oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. Doggone it. But our people are survivors. Like my great grandma. My mother died. My mother's mother died when she was little. Now I can talk on and on about this whole family stuff, but she came to. She was from North Carolina, and
What?
she moved herself to Youngstown. She opened up boarding houses. She had a couple boarding houses, so when people come up from the South, that's where I met a lot, a lot of people that I always called them auntie, but they weren't, or uncle, but they weren't really related. But she was something else. She was a healer. She'd sew up people. But she said even things were different when the street she lived on, that's when a lot of immigrants came. So there was some European immigrants, but they were friendly. They'd have, they never had to lock their doors. When someone was sick, everyone would come to each other's aid. It wasn't until the white ones, I think, got indoctrinated with other white people that had been here, say, hey, you ain't got no business around those black folks. You're better than them. And it wasn't always like that. It's taught. And especially in the United States, it's taught that way. Yep. But she said they never had to lock their doors. They ate each other's food. She learned about each other's culture, and it was nice. So it wasn't always like that. In some places, it's just what's taught in school. They whitewash history.
Right.
But I think we can get things back. We have to, we can get things back. But it's because I can just see that, now everybody lives, then of course, families usually live close proximity, or saw each other at least once a year. We have reunions, family. I miss all that. I'm my only child. So, I played my cousins, things like that. But everybody now is kind of, I'm doing my own thing. They don't think about like helping each other like they used to. Take you right in, do for yourself. But I'm gonna get back now. I remember what I was gonna say about my great grandma. So she married a man. He was a journeyman.
I think you're froze, Sophie.
What?
I was saying I think sister's froze.
Oh no. Well, well,
you can still see and hear us, but I think she's froze.
Oh, well, she married a journeyman. He was a self-taught man, and he was in when the mills were open, steel mill was open, he had to work. But she was so thrifty with money. He would just, they grew chickens on their little place, and farm, and had a little, not a farm, but a little garden. But he would hand her the money. And one day he was saying, oh, I should like to have one of them Model T Fords. She had saved enough where she could buy it. She handled, they did some really fantastic things working together. He gave her the money, she paid the bills, did whatever,
teamwork.
If we could get back to that teamwork and trust,
right?
And you're working toward a better thing, even with our relatives, we shouldn't be our friends, we shouldn't be in competition with each other.
Exactly.
We should be trying to uplift each other, and as a group, we can't do a lot solo, until we can get back to that. But the cognitive dissonance, that's what we really are. They believe that, they must believe that they're still inferior, and they have to show that they're on top. And what's on top? All of us actually are under the people who own everything, the 1%. If you look at it that way and work together, just think if everybody worked together, you could throw that mess out and get something done. But they have us all in, you're black, you're Latino,
Asian,
you're Chinese, you're this and that. So that makes everybody a little minority, when in fact all of us
we all the same.
Yeah, but to make even at that, we're a majority if you think about it. It's not, it's just people that want us. They want us at each other's throat, so that we don't get anything done.
That's right. But I think the cognitive dissonance is like, it's an excuse. It keeps us from admitting our wrongdoings, admitting that, That's what it does. And like I said, as soon as we start taking responsibility and looking at ourselves, that that's when things can really change. I really believe that.
Mhm.
And down to like people saying, "Oh, WASP is a religion." It's not a religion. It's just to compound. It's basically to help you understand what your Bible has not, what
Mhm.
your Quran has not. It reveals things to you. It's an eye opener. It's not for you to be a religion. We are calling it faithism because that's who we are. You know, that's what we relate to. It's
Mhm.
not no, that's just who we are. It's not a religion. There's a whole
Mhm.
difference with that. And so when the our community look at us as a Waspians or faithists or something, they look at, oh, it's just another religion, you guys are part of a cult. And I'm like, no, how could you even think that? Like, a cult, really? Please, what are we sacrificing? You guys are more part of a cult than any other, the Christianity, the Catholics, you guys are part of the cults. You're
Mhm.
sacrificing animals, you're beating on your kids, you're abusing your kids, you're gonna kill your kids
Yeah, that's
because
scary.
God told
That's
you to kill your
scary.
child. And that's our biggest problem. We're too scared. And then we're fearful of spirits, like, oh, ghosts. Ooh, oh my God. Are you serious, you guys? You're gonna be a ghost one day. You're gonna be a ghost. We
Mhm.
have to let that go and stop blaming the
Mhm.
white man for everything. Take
That's it.
responsibility. We have to take responsibility. It's okay. I mean, look, it's not okay for us to say, well, this white guy killed this black girl or this Asian girl or whatever, and then we get around and us do it to our own kind. Like, oh no, it's fine that he did it, but it's not cool that they did it. No, don't do that,
Mhm.
because
Right,
evil is
right.
evil, right is right, wrong is wrong. And just because this person did it this way doesn't mean that it should go, like, my cousin passed away. Well, he got murdered, and I had a lot of hatred in my heart for a long time. And I still feel a little, I wouldn't say hatred, but I'm just confused because I want to know why would you take this person. But I have to get past that, and I have to look at myself. I can't go around here mad and then taking my anger out on this person because I feel this type of way. And that's going to lead someone to be like, oh, yep, that's the way y'all black people do. Just
Mhm.
just judgment,
Mhm.
all of that, which we don't have to be this way. There's a way that we can all change this. There you can change being this way, just being positive, being more aware that you yourself may be the one being negative, or you yourself is the one that is putting out false information. You yourself is doing this. Stop pointing the blame, doing this and that. It's old. It should
Mhm.
be put to the past. Oh, let it go. Let's go to the new. Let's bring out what we know and be more calm. The world will be such a better place. We all sing it, we all say it. If we're more kind, we care, we love, we really we want this stuff to happen, let's be it. Let's do
Mhm.
it. You know. Um I just don't want us to keep on believing that our behavior is okay.
Yes.
It's not
Yes.
okay. We really have to do something about ourselves, as a black community. Although I see us, coming up. There's people out here that's doing real good with the community. Just like Lotus, she's moving up in her ranks. She's about to be what is it, Girl Scouts coach. She's
Mhm.
broadening out, just being able to talk to young girls about things that we know. You know, let's get out and do that and stop being the next hot girl, or
Yes.
the next this and that. Let's not do that. Let's really try to get out here, because that's all I'm on with a WASPy. That's all a WASPy teaches, while people are trying to be biased against it. Once who've read it and then turn around and go back to whatever they know, that's just like, oh, you're just scared. You're scared. And there's no reason to even be scared. But you're scared. You feel like, oh, I can't give up this meat. I'm not going to do it. Fine. I haven't given up meat fully. I still eat chicken. Don't I
Mhm.
still eat chicken? But I'm not perfect. We're not perfect. We're working progress, working souls. We're growing souls, growing
Mhm.
spirits. go elevating ourselves. So it's going to take time. You're not going to wake up one morning and be like, oh, I'm not going to eat meat. And some people do, you know, just like some people wake up one day, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to drink, but it's a process, you know, especially with us who've been growing up in since birth off of meat. That's going to be a battle within itself. We grew up off of that meat, you know, and then like I have a cousin, like you say about your son. I have a cousin. She was born straight from the womb. Don't like meat too. You can't give her a burger, a hot dog, none of that. She would not keep it down. She would not like it. And to this day, she don't eat meat. She won't even call herself a vegan or anything. She just doesn't eat meat. Like it's just not in her, you know. And some people are like that, but that doesn't mean that you say, "Oh, well, y'all vegans is this and that." No, baby, no. Everybody is not the same, but at the same time, we understand some people are vegan, haven't even read a WASPy.
Right. That's it. Yeah. Because I know, because I remember when my kids were little, you know, or anybody, they would chew the meat up and give it to them. Like, you got to have meat. You got to have, no, they don't. They don't like it at first. They're just really not a little kid. I know that, like, until not as a baby, you know, they get used, they're fed that, you know.
Yeah, you know, we about 3-2 years old. We giving them bones, the chicken bone to suck on for their little gums and stuff.
Yeah, you know.
2 months, 3 months. So yeah, so it's like we instilled it. And when I look back on it, I'm like, oh, I did this to my kids. I did this. So I gotta wing them off right now, you know, trying to get them, and they're picky eaters from the jump anyway. They really don't, they picky eaters. So just to get them to turn to vegetables is a battle. But I get it done, you know. Like I said, we still eat meat. It's things that we need to understand that it's not going to happen overnight. But if we put 1 step forward, 2 step forward, and we keep on trucking and keep on doing what we're supposed to do, it's going to work out. It has to. There's no other way. You know, like, you know, like people say when you're down, you don't reach bottom. There's no other way but up. There's no other way but up from here. You know, like I'm glad that we're able to even talk on a platform to express this to millions of people, even if they don't get it from nothing but 10 years from now, it's still here, you know. And there's that information for the perspective of other people. Not saying what I'm saying is 100% true. All of this is my personal opinion about what I feel about our community, but it's still, I want to relay how I feel. So if someone feels the same way, you're not alone. It's okay to feel the way that you feel, you know. It's definitely okay.
Yeah, 'cause my approach now to people, even grocery store, outside, come everywhere, anywhere I go, I'm gonna, if I get eye contact, I'm gonna smile. If you don't smile back, that's on you.
It's fine.
You know, so I try to now, because I'm older, I try to look at, you know, how I respond to something that's kind of negative, you know. So instead of blurting out, no, you're wrong, you know, like, you know, that kind of situation, like when my kids were young, you know,
right?
No, you're wrong, you know, you're gonna do it this way, do it that way, and really think about it, really grade yourself. That's what I love about a WASPy. You know, you're not put on a, you know, strict, you have to do this. You just have to do kindness. You know it innate in you. You know, it also, it teaches you about the foundation of that was really interesting. I love history. I love that part. But it's really not hard not to hate if you can train yourself to think differently about people you meet, you know, say, okay, I'm gonna give you a chance. You know, now if you blow that chance, I'm saying, okay, I'm not gonna hate you, I'm just gonna keep on going, you know. But how we deal with one another, even on the, you know, spiritual, like, you know, you try to tell, you know, different ones, they're not gonna, sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. You know, but we just have to keep trying somehow, you know, but I'm not going to be pushing nothing down anyone's throat at all, you know. So, well, you know, that's it then. There's information there. If you ever want to see it, if you change your mind, you know, let me know.
Here.
Well, we're still cool. Deuces. Bye. So you're back in now. That
right.
you back in your
exactly.
own
I'm back. And I got Sister Cat with me too. Got his cat with me too. My whole computer
Welcome,
did this thing
sister.
where it wanted to update, and I was just hoping that y'all was keeping it going. But I could hear you, Mesha, on my phone, and y'all kept the show live. You know, y'all are rolling, and I love the energy behind it. So I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't need to keep
Okay.
speaking, but I'm okay. Thank you for keeping it in. I want to add to one of y'all. I think it was you, Mesha. You was talking about some people having diets and not even being a part of the Owaski, not knowing that they're not supposed to eat meat, but just the way that they're being wired. My son was like that. You know, I had the weirdest kid that I could. I guess it's a good thing when it came down to him going to his doctors and stuff like that. But my kid didn't like cake, didn't like ice cream, didn't like cookies, didn't like candy bar, can't stand chocolate. Like he was the only kid that I would throw birthday parties with and wouldn't even enjoy his pies, ice cream, none of that. My son was addicted. Well, when I was pregnant with him, I was addicted to corn on the cob and cheese grits.
Ooh.
And that was it. That was it. And when my son came out, he was just completely different. You know, like I don't know any kid that don't like sweets. And he's kind of like that to this day.
I know one.
So, that's wild. To me, it's wild. Because I tore it up when
It is.
was a kid. I don't know about them. I tore it up.
I know, right? They're very unique kids too, because my kids, my twins' other brother, he do not eat for cake, ice cream for his birthday. You don't get him none of that. He doesn't eat that. Get him some chips because he does not eat sweets. He don't eat cake, none of that. And I always like, really? You don't eat? I've never met, but that's that one I met that doesn't like sweets and stuff. But they're very special kids. He's a very smart boy. He's very sweet and respectful. Like it's just the way we are wired, And I constantly ask I'm like, oh, I wish I was born like that. Like I wish that I didn't want to crave the meat, because now just looking at these different videos and looking up the different information about stuff, y'all, it is just, oh my God, like human meat, baby fetuses, worms, all kinds of stuff that is really in the meat that they're processing. They're making human steaks out of human cells. It's just, I'm like, you know what? I used to say before I even got to good all in Owaski, I used to say, I wish they come up with another animal. Like, I'm tired of eating chicken. I'm tired of eating pork chops. And I don't eat, I didn't eat goat or nothing like that. I've never ate none of that stuff, or possums or stuff like that. But now I even regret saying that, because I wish I never even got on none of the meat stuff, just off of what they showing that they do. And it be on the news that what their processing plants look like. I've even worked in a plant before, and just seeing how they did their meat, ammonia, chlorine, all of that stuff that is actually harmful to us. It's ridiculous. And I'm like,
Right.
what can we do to make them stop? Because it's ridiculous. They're really killing us. You're getting, what is it? Lead, plastic. They got plastic eggs. That's what? It's ridiculous. We have to start doing something about this as a
Thank you, Kevin.
community. Yeah.
What was I going to say? And it really didn't have anything to do with the meat at this moment. I was trying to figure out, when it came down to cognitive dissonance, right? When we're coming down to, I know Ima was talking about our struggle growing up with slavery and things of that nature. There's something that I wanted to, especially those of you who have grew up with the Bible, right? You grew up with the Bible. We grew up as Christians. We read a lot of things in the New Testament. And one of the things in the New Testament was, concerning about the great falling away, right? And that people were going to, leave the true faith, and that there was going to be, the great apostasy, the man of sin is going to be revealed, and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think that it is possible that the reason why our people aren't gravitating to higher levels of consciousness is because they're grouping outside thinking with that type of timeline, that they're thinking that if we're coming with any type of new revelation, there's some kind of way they're walking away from God and now turning into, the apostasies, and they're afraid of hells. Do y'all think that have anything to do with it?
Yep, I do. I personally think so. Yes,
Everybody's
ma'am.
not. Speak up.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think part of it is laziness. They're too lazy to read and think. They just want to go along with the program. They don't want to really think deep about anything. They haven't let their spirit free enough to ask. But
Okay.
I know, sometimes there are, but because I used to think different thoughts. I'll tell you one thing I used to think. My father was real mean, and I don't want to say real mean. He was real strict. And so I was afraid of him a lot till I got to be an adult and understood stuff. But I used to think in my mind, oh, he makes me so sick. Then I said, oh, he might be reading my mind and hearing what I'm saying. That was a little kid saying, oh, I better stop thinking that. He might know what I'm thinking, And so
That is crazy.
People, just have that, are just fearful.
You see, chime in, sis. You got to get on the panel, sis. Come on, go.
She got me. She got me with that. Sorry. I'm trying to get back serious, but people, y'all make me laugh. Like this group, y'all are so funny. I swear to God. Okay.
I love them.
Keep going, Iman. I'm sorry.
No,
I shouldn't have read the chat.
Yeah, I think that it is. That's true with me. I said, oh, he can really might know what I'm saying. What I'm thinking. And I think people, they grow up with that. They think, okay, if God hears me doubting Him, I'm going to be in trouble. It's a childish thing that you can't just reach out and think. But yeah, it's a fear factor. And
yep, that's exactly what I'm about to say.
Factor, they don't want to read for themselves. They don't really care.
Yeah.
So
I think the Vatican did a good job in scaring our people into thinking that they're going to really go to hell and Jesus is coming back. I think they did a pretty good tactic on straighten that out in the throughout the Bible. Like that people get so fearful. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. When I first got into WASP and thought about that stuff, I was like, oh no, I can't. And then I was like, hold up, Jesus isn't
right.
Oh, okay. Now I'm out. Now my whole thing is open. So like, I think that's a big fear. Like they just, it's crazy. I agree with you. I agree with you, Emma, for real. That's some black fear.
The funny part about all of this is that even if you were a Christian, right? Even if you grew up like I was, of course, a minister, preacher, all of that stuff, there are stuff in the Bible that tells you that this is coming. You know what I mean? It's like I already prepared for it. Like there was scripture here that was already saying, hey, in the new age, the new time, I'm going to pour my spirit on all flesh. Okay. So, we wouldn't be going to our brothers and sisters about the law. Why? Because the law is already written in the heart. Once we have the understanding, the reason why we were so able to move from one frame of thought to another is because we had the understanding. And I don't believe everybody has that understanding. The Bible is difficult to read if you're blind. That's the best way that I can say it. You have to be spiritually aware. You have to have this eye open when you see it, because it reads at so many different levels. And when you're blind, if you're attached to I've got to do things this way so that I can receive salvation. I've got to do all of this type of thing. I got to do sacrifices. I got to like all of that stuff. If you really, really think about it, that none of that was ever really required. It wasn't.
Exactly.
People aren't even seeing the contradictions in their own Bible. How one L will say this and another L will say that. They're not even wanting to acknowledge that this is different beings that are talking in this Bible, and they're lumping it all up. And I believe that they can't move. I don't.
Right.
I
And
believe that they
that's
can't
the
move. Some of
cognitive.
those people can't move because they're stuck.
Yeah, that's the cognitive
Go ahead.
dissonance in it. That is definitely it. That is definitely it, because he says, oh, it may be a book, um is something may come along that they're a false god, that's the antichrist. Like, basically, the Awasbi would probably be the antichrist to them, you know, because it's telling them already, like,
Right.
it's the Canaanite people, or it's paganism or something. They even try to call Waspi pagan. It's crazy that they're not even seeing that their own Bible is everything that they're talking about. I mean, everything, the contradiction, the eating of animals, the beating up the wife, it's just so much stuff in there that's sitting right in front of their faces. I'm glad that I was young enough with an open mind to even see
Right.
this now, so that I can keep myself on a good positive path, and bring my boys along with me with this, because I don't want them to be corrupted, because I think that's where a lot of people felt like, oh well, spare the rod, spoil the child, or whatever that is. You're abusing your kids. You're talking down to your kids, but your Bible says it's okay. But it's not okay. And that Bible has made our people look at each other in all different kind of ways. You have so many different sets of Christianity, Zion, Baptist, like, it's like, but what are y'all really doing? You're not helping for real. You're just making it seem like even though Waspi explains that the churches will make it seem like they're caring, they're doing things out of, charity, but it's a false charity, because you're really wanting something in return. You're sacrificing something so that you can get something in return. Where us as faithists, we're just doing it because this is the law of our own being. This is what we do.
Right.
Bye, Sage.
Okay, Miss Cat, I haven't heard from you, sis.
Yeah.
Jump on
How
in
are
there.
you? How is everybody? I've been listening to the conversation in the backstage area for a while.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you, thank you. The conversation was really good. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I can relate to going a little bit back about what you all were talking about, as far as being conscious with your eating, and some people's bodies aren't set up to eat the same foods as everyone. And I recently, it's interesting you're talking about this. I recently began my journey as a flexitarian. So have you heard of that term before?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay.
Is that a difficult journey? I'm sorry not to cut you off. Is that a difficult journey?
It's not as difficult as I thought. And the reason I say that is because I've been slowly just listening to my body talk to me, and what it wants to eat, when it wants to eat, what it doesn't want. And sometimes my body will reject certain foods that I've been eating for years. And
Okay.
I would say this has been happening the last few months. And so suddenly I don't want pork. And so suddenly I don't want red meat, things like that. So I'm eating more live foods, because I've really been researching about food is medicine, right? So I ran across the term flexitarian, and it's where you can have chicken every now and then, because I know myself and I need sort of like a balance, at least to start off. I don't know if my journey will lead me to veganism. I'm open to anything that's going to align with, what it is I'm supposed to be doing, and how I'm supposed to be healing myself with food. But so far, it hasn't been bad. I eat chicken maybe twice a week. I eat a lot of seafood. I eat a lot of beans, whole grains, things like that. So, and a lot of salad. So, and fruit, of course. But it's immediately, I lost about 4 pounds last week. And, I lost 4 pounds last week just doing yoga and just dance and things that my body wants to do to move. And it hasn't been as difficult as I thought. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, Sis Cat, intuitive goal. You got people in the chat that don't know what diet you're referring to, and they want you to explain it.
Me or? Someone else.
Yeah, you.
Me?
The diet that you're on,
okay.
they want you to explain it.
Oh, okay. Well, we know veganism is plant-based, and then vegetarian includes some other foods, and then pescatarian includes seafood along with your live foods. So the term flexitarian is one that allows, especially someone like me
Fish.
who's really starting off. Yeah, you're starting off and you want to take small steps, right? At least I know I do. And so with the flexitarian, you're flexible in that you're trying to eat more plant-based, but you can have your chicken like twice a week or what have you. And you feel, at least for me, I feel there's a balance. I don't feel like I'm denied anything. And when I prepare my foods, they're grilled, boiled, I don't, or baked, right? Fried, I don't really do anymore. And I feel healthier. I feel more clear in my head. And so far I'm liking it. I'm listening to spirit and my higher self to see where this joins me, because I know the mind and body and spirit are all connected. And the more live foods you eat, the more you're able to, I just feel like you're more clear on many levels.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I've been loving
Yeah.
it.
Definitely makes sense.
Yeah. So that's the explanation.
I was doing some reading last night. Actually, I'm not doing reading. Oh, sorry. Am I clear? Are you done? I didn't want to interrupt.
No, you sound very clear.
Okay. Last night I was writing I'm like in the middle of my book, right? I'm trying to get this thing knocked out before the end of the year. And I was doing a little bit of research on myself, especially when I got to the portion of me talking about the chakras and the cycles of development, the 7-year cycles. And when I got to the portion of trauma, how we deal with trauma when we are children, I realized that, y'all have heard me say before that, perception shapes perspective and formulates your reality. But I was actually going into how it messes with the brain function, how you will lose connections to different neurons, or how you can alter your neurons. So I'm saying all this to say this. When it comes down to spirituality, right, you have your religion, and then you have like your shamans, and then you have like, just spiritual people. I think we kind of get scary when it comes down to mystic, those of us who operate as mystics. And what I mean by mystics, I'm talking about like my sister, the goat here, she can read, mystics are anybody that can deal with the supernatural realm, okay, the spiritual
rocks.
realm. What if it's actually one and the same? What if we weren't supposed to separate? We put the science and the religions together, and we're saying that the only thing that's different is the mystics may have unlocked or healed different areas of the brain that causes them more access to things that we already can do. So as opposed to saying, okay, this person is being spooky or they're crazy or this, that, and the third, if you go through the process of healing, and you go through the process of developing your brain or rewiring it the way by changing the way we see things, how we process our reality, it can unlock these different functions of the brain. And how do you know that we're not all supposed to be telepathic? You know what I mean? We're all supposed to be, communicating on high levels, but we get scared because we don't understand it. So I just want your thoughts on that.
I believe we are becoming more psychic collectively. I don't know about you, but I feel more of a unity consciousness coming on with me. And, there's certain people that you can connect with and you can exchange thought energy, emotional energy. And the more your awareness is open to those types of things, I think that it increases, because it's like a muscle. When you practice something or something's getting stronger, usually you become more comfortable with it. And a lot of times, spirit will confirm that what you've been hearing or seeing is actually, you get that confirmation or that affirmation. So I definitely believe that we're headed in a more telepathic space, as people. I feel that. Yeah. At least in my reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
What
feel
I
it
do
about
too.
too.
you? Do you feel? Do you
I feel it
feel as
too.
if? Yeah.
Um, who's talking to who?
Oh, no, oh, I thought you.
Who's talking to who?
I thought you were still speaking, but I was just asking if anybody feels an increase in abilities and things as of late, besides what you make, because a lot of us are born with these things. In my line, there's certain abilities or the clairs, and things like that, and it's just a
Yeah,
matter of tapping into it.
I believe in the
Listen,
clairvoyance, and I 100% believe in that. Because there's just things that some people you're just gonna see. You're gonna see things even through your dreams. Your dreams are relating to you all the time. So I really do believe in that too. I agree.
Mhm.
we can we can take the spookism out of all of this. If you really consider what we consider is reality, right? When somebody say you're not living in reality or you're living in illusion or this, that, and the third, what really is reality if it's not what the masses consider to be truth? Okay, right? So you can have two people that are walking, and one is processing something completely different. The other one is processing what the masses see. So when that happens, they're considered that's the reality that we're supposed to be in. What's going to happen when the normal reality is no longer the normal reality? Because we're all working our way up back to the creator, expanding. What's going to happen now when the
You're breaking up.
people that was labeled crazy because they had a whole bunch of gifts or could do this is no longer the minority? How is the reality going to change?
Well, you were breaking up a little bit, in and
Right.
out. How does it change the reality for you when you're? I don't know if you can repeat some of that. I don't know if she's frozen or anything.
Yeah, I think she's
Okay,
frozen a
can
little
you
bit.
hear me
Oh, there
right
she
now?
go. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we hear you now.
Mhm.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
hear
You're
me?
good. Yes, you're good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can y'all hear me? Okay, I'm
Right.
gonna repeat that. Okay, am I flowing okay, or am I still breaking up?
No, you're good. You're
You're
good.
good.
I'm flowing.
You're good.
Okay, okay. What I was saying is, when it comes down to our perspective, our perception, and what reality is, okay, reality is pretty much identified by what the masses believe. Okay, so case in point, you have somebody that might process things a little bit different, and we will say to that person, you're delusional because it does not fit the mass reality. My question was, now that we're all going through these ascension processes, now that we're all becoming the best version of ourselves, what's going to happen when the minority crazy people become the majority and the reality changes? Where would
Uh-oh.
cognitive dissonance fit into that? Were y'all
I
able to
don't
hear
think
it?
it would at that point. I don't think it would, because it'll be more
No.
positivity. It'll be, huh? I'm sorry. You hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Say that again. Everybody looking like they're freezing to me. Go ahead. Say it again.
Okay.
I
Were
could
y'all
slowly
able to hear
move to
me?
make sure you see I'm not.
Yeah, we was
Were
able to
y'all
hear
able to
you.
hear me?
That's silly. Yes. You're just lagging. No, I
Okay.
forgot what I was going to say now.
Tifa said Civil War of the Mind.
I think you were saying something about there would be more positivity when that
Oh yeah,
happens.
if it was reversed, right?
What do y'all
I
think?
think it would
What
be
happens when we become
a
the
more
majority?
positivity on it.
Because that's got to
Yeah,
happen.
because
It's eventually
right,
going to happen. Okay.
when we become the minority,
Anything
I
that does
believe
not
that.
move,
Oh, go
grow,
ahead.
evolve. Right.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely be a part of something greater anyway. But the fact that if we be when we be the minority, the majority of it, the minority has no other way but up. Like I said, there's no other way but up, because once you start seeing everybody else open their eyes, it's like a child looking up to big sis, or or looking up to, okay, well, they did the right thing, look at them, I'm going to do it too. I want to do it too. I want that too. I want that peace. I want that love. I want to share this gift that I have. I want to be something. I want to, you know, so I think it's going to be nothing but positivity, and I can't wait for it to happen.
I'm excited for that too.
Right.
Oh, yeah. But I feel like we can all also co-create realities, and
Okay.
I feel
Exactly.
like that we can co-create realities, and we
Y'all
can,
excited
if
for it
people
too?
are,
Okay.
yes, if people are open to catching on to that frequency and joining, then that's what will happen. But there's a thing called free will, so some people absolutely will not. They will reject that, and they'll want to stay in their negative, in their doom and gloom, space. So all we can do is continue to act in service with love, and whoever's meant to ascend will, and everyone eventually will. We just have to have patience and understand that we too were in this spaces of what we call ignorance,
Right.
and things like
Right.
that.
Hills. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a time. What's funny, you were talking earlier about Jesus, and I've had this whole full circle relationship, because
Yeah.
I grew up in a Pentecostal Christian
Okay.
church,
Okay.
and
Mesha, sis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's still talking.
uh-oh.
Just she just paused to let you finish talking, I think. But
Okay.
she's lagging, so it's kind of
Oh, okay. No, just saying that I had reached this point where it wasn't a fit for me with the situation I was raised in the church, and so spiritually I went my own way. But then I got into this space where that's the white man's religion and things like
Mhm.
that, and then oh, those are Jesus freaks. And then I've come this whole circle around to understanding Christ consciousness has nothing to do with their religion at all.
Right. Yep.
And your mind is just blown. You're just like, people are taught all of this misinformation about everything, about so many things. And so once you realize that Jesus was just an ascended master, just like so many other, um, and that it's a message of love and unity where we're trying to ascend to, get to. That's absolutely nothing to do with these religions that man has created to use for control and for greed and all of this, and
Right.
absolutely nothing to do with it.
Absolutely nothing.
That's been my journey. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like that.
So, yeah. I think everybody needs to find their own truth. I think
I'm
that
having
you
a
know,
slow lag back here, so that's why I'm trying to be quiet until it gets. Mesha, can you hear me?
Yes.
Mesha, Mesha,
I'm here.
you got a debate coming up, sis, where you're
What?
getting ready to really defend the Owaski. Really defend
Yes.
the Owaski. And I want to give you the opportunity right now on this platform, because I have people that, are from different walks of life that comes in and, collaborate with me, and I collaborate with them. And not too many of them know about the Owaski. So, what you getting ready to bring to the table, sis?
Well, I know one thing. All I can do is
How
I'm
you made this
bringing.
leap of faith.
Okay, I'm bringing nothing but light and love, because the only thing that I was
Did y'all
only
hear me?
searching for when I, yes. You good?
I can hear you clearly. Can you,
Okay.
Sophie? Yes. Sophie, can
Okay.
you hear clearly?
I think
Okay.
it's her lag that's messing us up.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Well,
Okay.
continue what you were
I
saying.
can hear. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm bringing to the table is light and love. The whole thing about life. When I even started my journey, I was just I had a question when I was 8 years old to ask my mom, where did we come from? Like, Mom, where did you come from? You know, I wanted to know in depth, and she sent me straight to church. She sent me straight to church, but it never resonated with me like that. Every time I was going to church, I was crying. I was feeling depressed. It was
Right.
it was not sitting with me well. I mean, literally all the time. And I got tired of it. I was like 18 and I was on my own, and I got tired of going to church and just crying.
Same. 18, I was out.
Right.
Yes.
So I think and actually I had a few people that was actually kind of like waking up with me when I was going through, because it's like I was looking up certain things, and then there's people that I knew, they were starting to look up things. So when we got
Mm.
together and started
That's
talking, we started correlating together. I was like, oh, I never thought you even thought like that, you know? So we started talking about Jesus. It went from Jesus to, I almost started to join the Nuwabians. I was gonna pay all my money, go join them, go join them. That's, real cult type stuff. But the journey with Owaspi, it was, I had got it on PDF first, and that's reading it off of my phone. And I was going to work while I come home. When I come home and I'm so tired, I was doing the same job I'm doing now, and it's like 12-hour shifts. So as soon as I get home, I might be up for a while, but I'm tired. So I just started listening to the books of the audiobooks. They had a Waspi audiobook. But Brother Sila Shalom is who initially I heard this from. And what is it, 432 the drop, his channel, he had started on it, but then he just ventured off. But I was just on something, was like, Jehovah, is that Mormon? So then from there, I just went and started reading Mormon book, because I thought that's who they was talking about. And then I'm like, no, this is Owaspi. It's the
right.
book Owaspi. So I had to go search it up, and I searched it up, and like I said, I got the PDF and I started reading. I'm like, this isn't the Mormons. This is awesome though, but what? Mm, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I kept reading, and then I talked to Sela more, and he was telling me where he got, well, he was telling us throughout the video where he got, the Waspi from, and I was like, Jaja, that's Jamaicans, so I was like, Jaja, Jehovah. I was like, man, they knew the name the whole time, because I was going on a journey of finding out the true name of the Creator. And so when I found out Jehovah the whole time, or like the way you pronounce it, it was like Jehovah. And then when I really read into Owaspi, and it was like, there's really nothing other than, like, it doesn't even matter about his name being Jehovah, Jehovah, or Amaz. He's not big on names. He wants you to understand his person, his presence, its presence. And I was just amazed from there. I don't even have a Bible. I don't own a Bible. I really don't. I did. I mean, some people just didn't, but I did. The only thing I have in here, I have my Holy Magalia, and I have my Owaspi. I read Owaspi when I'm at work on my 12-hour shifts. I still do my studies,
Okay.
because I want to know.
Okay.
And the only way that
I got
I
it.
feel that I'm gonna be on this journey and stick to it is if I stay in it anyway. It has to be a part of me. And I don't have no, like the people say, what is it? Oh, you have a leader. Take us to your leader. Man, if y'all got my face with that, I'll take it to the
Right.
Creator you want to, but thou shalt not kill. But I'll take it to the Creator. I'll show you something spiritually.
I've heard about the Owaspi,
Right.
but I know very little.
Right.
So what would you say
like
is
it.
the basic
I like it.
understanding of what that book is about, and where
And
can people read
Ima
that?
oh, that's cat.
Go ahead.
No, just explain. Like I said, what do you, in your opinion, what is the basic essence of that book, and where can people access that if they wanted to learn more about that?
Okay. The basis of the book is just telling us all about what we're supposed to do as human beings living through the creator, for the creator, period. It's nothing satanic, nothing cultish, none of that. And you can get it offline. You can go to Amazon. You can just type in OAHSPE, OAHSPE.com. You can order the book.
Okay.
It's probably like $30. I don't know. It might be more now because a lot of people's been buying it. You know how the government does.
Right.
People. But yeah, you can easily get it. They have it on PDF. They have videos on YouTube. They have the book. Yeah, there was a number. I have to get my paper. There's a number that you can call to order the book too.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Sophie, are you frozen again?
Here she comes. Here she comes. Your screen is working against you today.
Probably.
It's not even a Mercury retrograde.
I know. That's why I said I'm just letting y'all have the show because I'm trying to get in where I can. For me, cat. Okay, we're more of the mystics. So the reason why it works for me is because it explained everything that I was saying. So the hierarchy, what happens when life crosses over, after death. So when I'm connecting, I know where they are, like if they are a Druja energy or if they're a spirit guide or things like that. The Owaspy opened up. I didn't gravitate to it for the lifestyle. I gravitate to it for the knowledge. Because when it comes down to anything that we practice out here, it needs to match your reality. It really does. It has to match your experience for me to say, okay, this is truthful. And because it was matching my actual experiences and letting me know, oh, okay, I'm not a Looney Tune. Right? This is supposed to be happening during this time. It became my best book or my greatest source when it came down to religion. Okay, that's why there was some concepts that I could pick up in the Bible. There was, so I did know how to read the Bible and I could pull out, certain tenets of it and say, okay, I can process that on a higher level. But when you get to the Owaspy, it does it for you. You know what I mean? Okay. It's not like and trying to figure out, well, what energetic signature is this. It tells me who I'm dealing with. It tells me all of that. So I think it would be good for you too, Kat, because it will help explain. They look at the Bible as all good, and it's not.
I look at what now?
It's so far from the truth. You know what I mean? You have that. I'm breaking up again.
I keep going. I can hear you now clearly. Keep going. I can hear you. I think we can all hear you.
Okay. All right. So, people aren't processing their religious text the way text.
Last thing I heard is people aren't processing their religion.
Right. I thought if I muted my thing, it would stop something, but I think it's just her connection.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's frozen again. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
she
she's
is.
back again. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about what resonates with you as well.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, I quit.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry this is happening to you.
Me too. I'm so sorry. It's a good conversation. We can continue. We have part
Oh
2, you know.
my God. All right. What was the last thing y'all heard?
You were asking Pat something.
You were speaking about the book and how it tells you the OWASP and how
You would think it'd be good for Pat because of the spiritual part
you
aspect of
started
it.
talking about mysticism in relation to
Right.
something along that lines.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Okay. And what I'm saying is, I believe, there I go again. Okay, I'm back. Okay. I'm blacking out here too. I'm watching myself black out. That's why I'm like getting quiet. We're not processing our religious text the way that we need to. And we're having a hard time gravitating to higher levels of knowledge because we haven't even grasped the basics of what we had. Okay. People are looking at this Bible like everything in it is all good. And that's the farthest from the truth. We did not want to see ourselves in our errors. You know, we did not want to see the L's that had errors. Okay.
Mhm.
We only wanted to see the fact that we're saying that this book is ordained by God. And we go through cognitive dissonance because here we go. We're talking about John that created the OWASP. We don't want to deal with him. Okay. But we don't even know who created all of the Bible. But we'll go ahead and deal with that. And the difference is one has been passed down from generation to generation, and one is coming with a brand new frame of thought. And because if we're like not expansive, like you said, Mesha, if we don't know how to expand our minds, we're going to automatically shut that down. Because we have been taught and beat to death the ultimate word of God, not even considering that these books were written by inspiration too, by men just like us, women just like us. You know, we're writing our lives, our experiences, how we are identifying. But for some reason, we have deified all of this book and all of those writers, but looking at each other like we ain't got no sense. We don't know nothing. And that's a problem for me.
Yes.
Oh, I'm in Charlotte. Hi. Judah said his music.
Hey.
Okay. Our sister Tickler.
Yeah, you know them Druges. Judah hating on us right now.
Y'all are wildin'. Y'all are wild. But that's what.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was anybody talking?
No, something doesn't want all of this knowledge to get out. I don't know what it is. Wow.
Right.
For me though, when I
all right, so
the
now
Mesha loud. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel that way too, but that's been happening to me for a lot, and it's getting ready to get worse because I'm going to be out here in the street now, you know, and that's what I want to say to my audience. I'm going to be a little less frequent because I have, you know, taken on a position that has me over 3 counties now. So I am really working with the youth. Okay. It's very very important to get out there with these children. Our
Yep.
Absolutely, yes.
babies are coming in so brilliant. They are. They're on a higher, different consciousness. The way I'm just so excited to be part of the process of grooming these young ladies into future leaders of the world, and that's how we're all going to be, y'all, myself, Creative Gang, other people that's out there, Dragon Seeds, Star Seeds. As long as we stand in our truth and our power, we're going to be okay. But we got to
Yep.
reach back and try to help our brothers and sisters, and that's been proven very, very difficult.
Yep.
Mahalia, are she
Oh,
still there?
yes,
She's Ima to us. So I like to hear from the imams because they've been around a lot longer and had stronger journeys. So I would love to hear you talk, sis.
well, I was saying with the Owaspi, when I hear the words spoken out of there, it touches I could feel it. I can't just, more than like say, and I read other documents out loud, but you can feel the spirit. It resonates close to me, your spirit. And then also I wanted to say, we can feel each other's spirit. Like my great granddaughter, like if my forehead goes close to her forehead, I can feel her, even though we're not touching. That spiritual connection that we have with each other if we let it be. And I think in children, it's not suppressed. It's out there. But what you're doing is, when I was a Girl Scout, it was marvelous.
Right.
It was really nice. The lady next door was our teacher. She was had a heart condition, so she never did work, but she did keep going to college and reading and stuff. And like she said, way back then, she became a Baha'i, but she said, the Bible contradicts itself all the way through. And I was a little girl when she was saying that to me. So there's always been some truth, some people that have truth. But the children, she would take time with us. She just had abundant joy and laughter. I could still feel her because she was my next door neighbor. So her daughter and I were the same age when her daughter, but I was over there all the time. But her chuckles and laughter, I never saw her ever get mad and holler, and she enjoyed her life. She had a heart. She died kind of younger, than my mom, but the spirit, there's spiritual people out. If we can just listen and connect that way, and not presume out the top when we see somebody that make an assumption about them. We all have a connection if we let it be. If we're free, feel free. We have to be free. You have to have your mind free to accept something. I'm going to think that you're a good person before I even say anything. I'm not going to draw a bad conclusion about anybody that I meet or come across, and we have to live in that kind of spirit. It's power. The Owaspi to me gives you powers, spiritual power, to withstand a lot, to think of, I try to think at the end of the day that I should have handled this better. I shouldn't have said that,
Yeah.
and think before you speak.
Right.
Always, my mother said her grandfather, the raiser, used to say, animals should talk and people shouldn't,
Yeah.
But we have to just be free to and not live in fear. I'm not going to be, because the reality is we're all going to die from this earth. Everyone here.
Right.
So what are we afraid of? We already have something already been proven. So
Right.
while we're here living, live, and enjoy and have respect for the Creator, respect for nature, respect for the animals, and that's why I try to teach the little one here, with animals and stuff, and not to be fearful, and to just love, like I show little videos of the animals playing. So, oh, it's so sweet. Oh,
Yeah.
You want them to have love and have love for other people. And that's when I'm trying, I'm glad I have the strength and wherewithal to try to be an impact. Like my son always says, you're a better grandma than you were a mom. And at first I took kind of like, kind of like a little offense, but it's true because I didn't know what I know now.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I think I'm super, super, super because now I'm your grandma, but it's true. You got to accept reality, because I was something else now growing up. I wasn't no real innocent something. I did a lot of stuff. And I'm not ashamed of it now. I'm not going to broadcast all my flaws and faults.
Right.
They find out, they find out. But I was saying, I know what my mistakes are. I know I'm still a work in progress. I'm going to be a work in progress until I leave here. Then after that, will still be in a work in progress.
Yep.
But,
yes.
We got to have hope. We got to turn the negative thoughts and about people, about us, everybody, everything has, to me, everything's got a spirit, and like everything, even I think the vegetation has a sort of spirit, if you can,
Yeah, I
everything.
understand.
Everything, the spark of the divine. Yeah, I agree. Is everything around us.
Yeah.
So I got hope from them. You all give me so much hope of young people to see you all on this kind of path. You're not waiting around for to be all real old and then say, okay, now I know you're starting now. So that's great to see. It's great to see the young ones are really leading. The old ones like Mally, his videos and different things have really put that spark in me to learn and search, and there's always going to be people that have that gift, and I'm just happy. I'm just a happy something, I try to be happy. I put it that way. I try to turn any negative thing that happens, okay, oh well, and turn it around and not focus on it. So it takes practice, but I have so much hope for the young people. Here I see even some of the college students, they got a apartment next to us, they're all kind of ethnicities. They're all just people. They're being people. They look at each other as people. Some of these young ones really don't look at color. They look at like, what are you talking about? They don't really look at it like that, like how it used to be.
Right.
They kind of are self-thinkers. So I got hope for the future. You can look at it either way. So but there's a lot of things that got to work on. But the more that this is exposed, the spiritual part, because like my son, even in there, and he's in prison. So I told you I send him in a WASP, and every now and then they have like a texting app, and I'll text some scriptures, and then so he said, what's that you're reading? Then next thing you know, this month, well, can I read that? And he'll take, because it comes in 2 volumes. I said, so he gave him, let him want to read, it's a captive audience. What else have you got to do?
Right.
So, hopefully, we're trying to get the thing where, because his chaplain finally has said a WASP faith is as a religion. He wrote it in. So as soon as him writing it in and standing it up, because they even have people that, believe it or not, devil worshipers and stuff. They have services.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get something together with the brothers. They really seem excited about that. But they can maybe come out of there a different person, even while they're in there. To be a
I believe
person.
they definitely will reading that WASP. They will definitely come out a different person, a different perspective. I believe every prison should have that type of that right there waiting on them, so they'll learn. They'll know.
Yeah. See, now that my son was saying, now that they're recognizing it as a faith, as a so-called religion, that they can order. They have to provide them with a WASPs. It's going to take time for all this stuff to happen, but they'll be able, people can come in, they can have some kind of service where they can teach them, as a
Mm-hmm.
group. So that I'm really looking forward to that happening too, because every human deserves to at least hear the truth.
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
so I just think that that's a good thing. So I'm real hopeful. But I love you, sisters, and I'm just so grateful to be a part
Okay.
of this. With you
I
all.
was
Thank you. Hope is very important. It's a very important vibration to put out there. And I thank you for having that spirit of that joy and hope. And I love that.
Yep. It's beautiful.
Welcome back, Sophie.
Uh-oh.
okay. You know what? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that we may have to really do this again because I feel
Mm-hmm.
like all of y'all did great. I'm the one that's bringing down the whole channel. You understand?
Oh my gosh.
All of y'all were just amazing up there. But the issue because of me.
Yeah, we can definitely do a part
And I
two.
want to. It's so important for me to hear what y'all are saying, and I'm having such a difficult time doing it because I keep coming in and out. Please, let's do a part two. And this one, I'm not even going to use this laptop. I'm gonna do a hardwire one. I'm going to I'm gonna use the other computer because for some reason they were so amazing, and I feel bad.
Yes. I'm definitely open for
Don't cry.
expanding.
Don't cry. Don't cry.
Oh,
I want
Oh.
to.
I'm sorry. um, we've still put some gems out there, I believe.
Yes, we did. Yep.
Yes.
I just want to. I want to do this again.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes.
Yes.
I
I'm
hope
open to
so. If
that.
the audience could hear you, because y'all were dropping some real jewels. I'm just hoping. I don't care about me. I'm hoping they heard y'all.
Yeah, they were saying
Hey,
they could hear
audience,
us
if
and
y'all
everything.
heard them, throughout this whole. I know y'all didn't hear me. They said what?
Or they could hear us throughout
Say it
the
again.
podcast.
They could hear y'all. Okay, that's all that matters to me.
Yes.
That's all that matters to me. But we need to do this again. We need to do this again on a better connection. Because y'all are rolling, and I just hate technical difficulties. So
Yeah.
I, I really want to
Absolutely.
hear what y'all saying, especially you, Mesha. I want to get you more active so we can get you ready.
Yeah. I'm willing. Hit me through the chat.
All right.
I'm ready.
Anybody want to leave us with any close? Okay.
You're
Close
finished.
us out.
Okay.
Words of wisdom.
Okay. Well, I would say, what are some words of wisdom? Every day that
Queen.
you wake up,
Nobody?
every day that you wake up, just make sure that you're looking at yourself as being the positive. When you go out, you want to see the positive return to you. Be that. Be great at it. That's the perfect way to be.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's nice. That's good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Love y'all.
Blissful
Excellent.
vibrations to everybody.
Excellent. Okay. Ema, words of wisdom.
Oh, just keep your head up. Just, but seriously, just think before you speak. I'll just put
Yeah.
that out as a word of wisdom. Think before you speak to anyone or any situation. Think it out and try to be kind in your thoughts. Just be a better you and evaluate yourself each night on what kind of job you did. and just love
Yes.
and grow.
Mhm.
That's what I got. And take care of your body so you don't have to have your
I like
kids
that.
taking care of you.
Okay. Goddess Cat.
That's
Words of
real.
wisdom.
Where's the wisdom? I'll tell you what I'm led to share. Be open to joy no matter what your age. And understand there's a frequency that's needed on the planet right now.
Right.
And that's really, you know, I don't know if words of wisdom is supposed to take long to get out, but I was just led to share. Be open to joy. Be open to it. And you can get to it no matter where you're at.
Yeah.
Great.
I like that
Love
too.
it. Love it, guys. And
Love
my
you.
signature phrase, if you don't learn how to think for yourself, somebody else is going to do the thinking for you. Right? So
That's
that's how I'm
That's
going to
it.
end it. Thank you,
Yeah.
audience, for being patient with us. Thank you so much for being patient with us throughout this entire time. And I'm not even going to say us. Thanks for being patient with me the entire
Thank
time.
you.
We do want to come back and do this again. I know exactly what to do. It won't be this laptop here. I do appreciate you ladies. Oh my God, you brought so much to the table. Okay. And I want to continue for you guys to bring to the table. I would like to continue to have collaborations and speak with you guys like on this level.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm just going to say, I am Sophie. And if you hung it out through all of this,
Wow, trooper.
have a good evening.
Shalom. Shalom. Peace, love, and light.
Bye-bye.
Love you. All right.
That was so bad. Now I can't even close it down. Now I can't even stop the live stream now. That's hilarious. Come on, guys.